I'm getting out of here. I'm not staying here tonight.
That's the mausoleum. What the is that?
Oh my god, dude, these are piles.
What the is that? They've all got guns and shit. They got their rifles. Like a sniper.
Get away from me!
There's something undeniably thrilling about camping. The crackling campfire, the whispering trees, the feeling of being one with nature. But what happens when the wilderness turns against you? When the shadows hide more than just wildlife, and your camera captures something you can't explain? These 6 camping encounters are some of the most disturbing ever caught on camera. Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, one thing's for sure. After this, you might think twice before pitching your tent in the middle of nowhere. This chilling encounter was captured by Franco, a beloved YouTuber known for his channel, Franco TV. On his channel, Franco takes viewers on eerie explorations of America's most haunted locations. Known for his fearless approach, he never backs down from a challenge. But this time, he would face something even he wasn't prepared for. It's July 13th, 2024, a warm summer evening, and Franco is venturing out to camp overnight in a cemetery in Chile. This particular graveyard is notorious not only for being haunted, but also for frequent break-ins at night, where people steal items from graves. It's not the kind of place anyone would want to be alone after dark, but that's exactly what Franco is about to do.
Got it. I have access to a cemetery. It is ridiculously hard to find an accessible graveyard at night, especially in Chile. But luckily enough, I got to know somebody who knew somebody who was eventually able to give me access to getting to this location. I am in a huge graveyard behind me. This is nothing. It goes on forever. However, it is extremely dangerous being towards the back because people come through here all the time robbing and stealing and stuff. And the problem with this location is that the law doesn't protect me here. So it's hard to defend myself when if I do defend myself, I go to jail, directly to jail. So hopefully nothing bad happens. I'm not sure what the universe has for me in store for this location. But that being said, let's get into the video.
Franco managed to arrange legal access to the graveyard, which is usually locked at night to keep out intruders with sinister intentions. He makes it clear that this graveyard is not a safe place, but he's ready to explore and see if he can make contact with any lingering spirits. Little does he know, spirits are not the only things he'll encounter.
Running through the cemetery and shadows, pretty much shadow people. Everything that you would see in a graveyard at night technically happens here. Look at that. I don't even know what the hell that is, but that scared the hell out of me. Apparently these are built all through the graveyard as well. And I feel like it's just built just to scare the hell out of you. I think that's a statue. Jesus Christ, that is horrifying. Yeah, that's a statue. Look at this. Is that creepy or what?
A life-size statue stands near a grave. For a moment, Franco thinks it's a person, sending chills down his spine. These statues are meant to deter grave robbers, but their eerie appearance makes it impossible to tell if they're a real threat or just creepy decorations.
Every now and then it sounds. Alright, I gotta stay focused because very easily my own mind will confuse me. And yeah, my own mind will confuse me, and then I end up looking around the whole time and it might be nothing. Well, that's all part of doing this alone because you freak yourself out half the time. It's all in your head sometimes. Being able to distinguish the difference is the challenge.
Venturing deeper into the cemetery, Franco feels a growing sense of unease. He knows he needs to stay calm and think logically to avoid freaking himself out. But, as he admits, it's difficult when you're all alone in a place like this, and even harder if you know what's about to happen. He sets up his ghost equipment, and that's when the first strange occurrences begin.
Is that you making noises around me? It is so dark here. There's no moonlight, so I don't really have any chance of seeing anything unless I have an IR light. Chance of seeing anything unless I have an IR light. I don't know if you guys could hear that, but I'm hearing some random stuff.
Sounds of children's laughter and faint voices come through the equipment, leaving Franco confused. The air had been eerily silent, but as soon as he started using the ghost equipment, the noises around him grew louder and more intense.
Trying to see if there's anything significant about being in this room. Why they would run in here.
No, I won't.
I don't know if you guys just heard that, but I just heard a giggle. That sounded like a laughing. Oh, that was creepy. I just literally heard a laughing. Why they would run in here.
No, I won't.
As Franco asks questions through the equipment, unexplainable laughter erupts nearby. Could the rumors about the cemetery being haunted be true? But just as quickly as the sounds began, the equipment went silent, as if whatever was trying to communicate had suddenly vanished. After waiting for 10 minutes, Franco decides to put the equipment away and continue deeper into the graveyard, still confused by the strange sounds he had heard. Little did he know, this was only the beginning of a night filled with unexplainable events.
There's so many noises everywhere, it's hard to tell. Like anyone could just walk up on me right now. And I would think it's just part of the surrounding sound, so I don't know. Oh my god, my imagination's going wild right now. What the hell was that? Hear that? That sounds like something moving for sure. Literally in front of me.
Franco feels a growing unease, a creeping sensation that he's not alone out here, and his instincts couldn't be more accurate. But before we get to that, something truly chilling happens. As he walks across the grass, he spots a birthday balloon swaying eerily in the night breeze. Trying to shake off the tension, Franco begins to sing, and what happens next is absolutely horrifying.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear. Holy... Something just hit the balloon. The balloon just moved. Kind of chaotically right now.
The balloon moves as if touched by something unseen. Franco scans the area with his flashlight, trying to find an explanation, but there's nothing. No hard wind, no movement, no one around him. The unease grows heavier, first the voices, and now this. Feeling increasingly vulnerable in the open field, he decides to move on, hoping to find some sense of safety. But safety is far from what he finds. As Franco ventures deeper into the graveyard, he switches his camera to night vision mode and sits in the darkness, attempting to make contact with any lingering spirits while staying hidden from potential grave robbers. And that's when his camera captures something truly disturbing.
Is there anybody standing next to me? Over here is that creepy statue. Let's see if I can find it. Right there. Oh my god, that is horrifying. I just noticed that she's got a Catholic necklace. It's just creepy on thermal. Everything on thermal is creepy. Is there anybody that would like to communicate with me tonight? Now's the time to talk. What the was that? I just picked something up on thermal. And I don't even know what the hell it was.
A black, shadowy figure moves between graves before vanishing. Franco notices movement up ahead, but can't make out what it is. He switches to heat mode to see if it's a person. What he discovers, however, is far more disturbing.
Hold on, I'm gonna change spectrum. I'm now in a different spectrum. I want to see if it gives off any thermal heat. I'm not seeing anything. What the hell was that? Whatever it is just stopped right over there and it's kind of hiding. I just switched back, and what is creepy is that whatever the hell I just seen, I want to see if I can see it again, stopped right over here. There was something black.
Nothing appears on the screen. Was it someone hiding from him, or did he just capture a ghost on camera? Determined to find out, he cautiously walks toward the grave where he saw the figure, but when he arrives, there's no one there. Uneasy, he quickens his pace, heading toward the other side of the graveyard in search of safety. Yet the thought lingers in his mind. He's not truly alone out here. Eventually, he arrives at a section of the graveyard that feels different, more decorated, almost peaceful, yet undeniably eerie. He ventures further, his flashlight fixed on the graves ahead. And that's when something shocks him to his core.
The place is decorated to the teeth. Hola. Oh, fuck. Holy shit. Well, that's what's making that noise. Why would you do that? They put a picture and it looks like somebody was just hiding right there. I still thought it was a person. Jesus Christ. That is so messed up. They put a life-size picture of this kid and that scared the hell out of me. I thought somebody was just hiding right behind me. That literally got me to my core right there. The thing is that even though I saw it and it scared me, I was expecting for me to just fight it for some reason. It was just a piece of cardboard. I'm sorry. I don't mean anything, but you scared the hell out of me right now.
A life-sized cardboard cutout of a person stands by a grave, likely the boy buried there. But who would do something like that? The sight sends a chill down Franco's spine, making him even more uneasy and cautious. Trying to calm his nerves, Franco reminds himself of his goal, to stay all night. Yet this graveyard feels overwhelming. He decides to move to a more secluded part of the cemetery, hoping to catch his breath and muster the courage to continue exploring. Little did he know, what he was about to encounter there would drive him to flee the graveyard entirely.
I have to turn this flashlight off. Holy, I really hope you guys heard that. That was freaking terrifying.
A loud yell pierces the silence, a clear sign that Franco is not alone out there. He cautiously ventures toward the source of the noise, which leads him to an old mausoleum standing apart from the rest of the graves. And that's when he sees it.
That's the mausoleum. What the is that? I just seen someone sitting there.
He sees it again, a shadowy figure moving as if trying to stay unseen. Could this be the same figure he saw earlier? Let's replay the footage.
And that's the mausoleum. What the is that?
Convinced of what he saw, Franco decides not to take any chances, choosing safety over confrontation. He slowly backs away from the scene.
Yeah, I'm not going back there. Back there is too dangerous. There's a lot of people back there, but I definitely seen something black. I'm pretty sure that's where the sounds of the screams are probably coming from. I'm pretty sure that whatever that was probably most likely the same lady or the same thing that I seen crossing the road the last time and that walked in the middle of the road. And it was probably trying to draw my attention because I came in here and I did shine my flashlight a couple of times, especially for the balloon.
Realizing it's too dangerous to stay, Franco abandons his plan to spend the night, unsure of the intentions of the shadowy figure and whether more people might be involved. He quickly leaves the cemetery, stepping into his car and driving to a nearby hotel, seeking safety and a chance to process what happened. When he uploaded the footage to YouTube, viewers were shocked by his harrowing experience. Franco admitted that the events of that night still haunt him. Was it a person playing tricks, or is the graveyard truly haunted by a powerful demonic presence? Perhaps we'll never know the truth. Fortunately for Franco, he made it out unharmed, but he has vowed never to return to that graveyard again. This video serves as a haunting reminder to always stay aware of your surroundings, especially when you're alone. However, you'll witness the same mistake unfolding in the next video. Before we dive in, I'd really appreciate it if you took a moment to subscribe to the channel and become part of this amazing community. About 95% of you watching aren't subscribed. It's completely free. Now, let's get back to the video. The Nomad Unknown YouTube channel is renowned for its solo backpacking adventures, exploring remote locations and capturing both the beauty and dangers of the wilderness. In early 2025, the creator set out on her first solo backpacking trip of the year in Arizona's Superstition Mountains. What started as an exciting trek into the backcountry quickly became an unnerving experience, leaving her questioning what might be lurking in the wilderness. Eager to return to solo hiking after 6 months, she meticulously planned her route, ensuring access to water sources and preparing for the challenges of desert terrain. The hike began as expected: breathtaking views, strenuous climbs, and absolute solitude. However, as she followed the trail, she noticed something unsettling. The first sign that something was off came when she spotted strange, bloody tracks along the trail. The footprints weren't human, but appeared to belong to an animal, possibly a coyote or mountain lion. The tracks stretched for a considerable distance, leading deeper into the wilderness.
Yes, like bloody tracks of some sort. Well, we should definitely follow them. Of course, they're leading in the other direction. Is there a crime scene up here? Weird. I don't see an origin. Oh, here's more. Okay. Through here. Let's see. Here they continue. Let's follow. It's a long way.
While the sight was disturbing, she reasoned that it was likely just a predator carrying its prey. But the further she walked, the more uneasy she felt. The blood continued to appear, sometimes staining rocks along the path. The presence of fresh blood meant that whatever had caused it wasn't far ahead. Despite a growing sense of discomfort, she decided to continue, trusting her instincts to keep her safe. After several miles, she arrived at her planned campsite near a spring. On the surface, it seemed like an ideal spot, close to water, surrounded by trees for cover, and relatively flat. Yet, something about the area felt wrong. A strange odor lingered in the air, something foul and decayed. At first, she assumed it was an animal carcass or waste left by another hiker, but she couldn't shake the feeling that it was something more ominous. As she finished setting up her tent, she made another unsettling discovery: bird feathers scattered among the branches above. It looked as if something had been watching from the trees, waiting for the right moment to strike. The eerie silence that followed only heightened her anxiety.
Rustling of what I'll say is a mammal up the hill just away. And yeah, it makes me nervous. I mean, this is definitely an established campsite for humans, but also just in the tree right above my tent is bird feathers. And looks like something happened to the bird. And I didn't discover that until after I just finished setting up the tent. But whether I'm right here or over there, I don't know that it makes much of a difference. And there's also an odor. I don't know if somebody just didn't handle their business properly and did it too close to camp, or I don't know if I'm smelling an animal or something, but I'm a little bit disturbed.
As night fell, she tried to push past the unease and focus on resting for the next day's hike. But just as she began to settle in, she heard it, a rustling sound. Not the small, random noises of the wind or falling leaves, but deliberate, steady movement. Something, or someone, was nearby. At first she assumed it was just a harmless animal, but when she called out to scare it away, it didn't leave. Instead, the noise grew closer. The reality of the situation set in. She wasn't alone. She grabbed her flashlight, scanning the surrounding trees, but the thick darkness concealed whatever was lurking beyond the camp.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Then, suddenly, more movement. This time, it was heavier. Something was circling her. Her pulse quickened. She shouted again, hoping to drive it off, but there was no reaction. Whatever it wasn't afraid. Then came a realization that sent chills down her spine. It was stalking her. With only a liter of water left and the growing fear of being watched, she made a split-second decision to leave. Abandoning the campsite, she grabbed what she could and started hiking back up the trail.
Okay, whatever that is, it is not intimidated by me, and I can't see anything, but I can hear it, and hopefully you can hear it too, to know I'm not crazy. I got 1 liter of water. I'm getting out of here. I'm not staying here tonight. Are you freaking kidding me? It's not even dark yet.
Every sound felt amplified in the still night air. With each step, she half expected to hear something following behind her. Her mind raced. Was it a territorial predator? Another person? Something else entirely? It didn't matter. Staying was not an option. Eventually, after what felt like an eternity, she reached a different site, far from where she had originally planned to camp. The new spot felt safer. No strange noises, no foul odors, no ominous signs of a predator lurking nearby. She exhaled in relief, thankful that she had trusted her instincts. This horrifying encounter was experienced by Joe and Elliot, 2 seasoned explorers you might know from their channel, Ghost Theory. Known for their fearless investigations into the paranormal, they have ventured into some of the world's most haunted locations. But this time, they took things to a whole new level. Not only were they exploring an abandoned building, but they also planned to camp overnight, an idea that would soon spiral into a nightmare. It's June 1st, 2024, a warm summer evening. Joe and Elliot set out for their latest adventure, an abandoned mental asylum deep in the UK countryside. The asylum, long forgotten and surrounded by a haunted forest, has stood abandoned for over 30 years. The site's tragic history is chilling. Harrowing conditions, untimely deaths, and rumors of restless spirits. But little do they know, it's not the ghosts they need to be afraid of. As they trek through the woods, the asylum looms into view, casting an ominous shadow. A strange, chilling feeling creeps over them, but excitement keeps them moving forward. They wander through narrow hallways and crumbling walls before finally finding what seems like the perfect spot to camp.
Found our camping spot.
I hope you're not scared of heights.
No, see, I'm not afraid of heights, but I am afraid of the sudden stop after the plummet of falling.
Yes.
Well, anyway, so we've decided actually that due to the amount of dust and everything, we thought it'd be best to go somewhere where there's quite a lot of ventilation, and where better than outside.
So we're going to the Holiday Inn, just down the road.
So basically, we are going to be camping on this lovely roof area.
As they set up their tent on the roof and settle inside, everything seems almost peaceful. But they weren't here for a relaxing camping trip. No, they were here to explore. They decided to take a walk through the building, searching for the most active room to leave their camera equipment and see if they could capture paranormal evidence. However, before they could even begin, the disturbances started.
No, you kind of want to find the areas that's going to cover like all rooms, corridors, and most open spaces.
It's also finding the areas that have got the most going on. If we go somewhere and there's constantly activity or something there, you know to leave a camera there. But we also haven't ever really had a good look around this building.
No.
So,
just soaking in the atmosphere. Hello? Is anybody here that can hear us?
Soft footsteps echo from the lower levels of the building. They call out, but there's no response. The silence is heavy, leaving them to wonder, was someone downstairs, or was it just their imagination? As you might know, Joe and Elliot aren't easily frightened, so they brush it off and venture deeper into the building. But it doesn't take long before they are met with sounds that make it unmistakably clear. They are not alone.
did you hear that? No.
Okay, listen.
That's people. Good. Hey, get back up. Yeah. Okay.
Faint voices could be heard coming from the lower floors of the asylum, accompanied by the sound of objects being thrown around. Joe and Elliot mention that they're usually not too afraid of encountering other people in these buildings, but this time, something feels off. Their instincts were right. They quietly make their way to the upper floors, hoping to stay unnoticed by whoever is lurking below.
That was really weird though.
It was like it was people, but then just went.
But they're just throwing stuff around. Were they? They were like throwing things into the building and shit.
Are they out there?
I can't see them.
I can hear them. Yeah, I don't like it. They were quite.
Because it's not like people have just like come in,
They've
have
not
a look
come in
around.
chatting and stuff either.
Yeah, there's just random things got thrown about
Yeah.
from like multiple angles.
Unsettled, they sit in silence, lights off, and switch to night vision mode, straining to listen and pinpoint where the people might be. After 5 agonizing minutes of complete darkness and silence, they decide to move to the other side of the building, hoping to catch a glimpse of whoever is out there. But what they see is beyond terrifying.
What the fuck? Did you catch them?
They're in army gear. There's 2 of them.
Have they got weapons?
Yeah. They've all got guns and shit.
Are they coloured guns?
Hey?
Are they coloured guns?
No.
Proper like black.
They're proper rifles. Like they're stood like this. They're like this long. They're air rifles.
You're fucking kidding. Like the proper
their rifles. Like a sniper. He's got a full fucking helmet on and everything.
That's illegal.
But there's two of them sat down there where the entrance is.
That's illegal, though.
The boys are frozen in fear as their seemingly peaceful camping experience spirals rapidly into a real-life horror movie. They stand motionless, unsure of what to do, knowing that one wrong move could cost them their lives.
I don't know what they're doing. There's quite a few of them.
How many, roughly?
I've seen 4. And they all have guns. Well, not guns, but...
It's clear they are not safe, and the uncertainty of the group's intentions only makes the situation more terrifying. What adds to the unease is the fact that this mental asylum is located in the UK, where firearms are not allowed, making the encounter feel even more sinister.
We need an actual plan, not just a, hi. Do you know what I mean? I feel like we need to put the stuff away, minus these.
Let's go. That's the fast plan.
So we've got movement.
Yeah.
And so, they act. They pack up their cameras and decide to document everything on their GoPro in case anything happens. With the uncertainty of what lay ahead, they make their way through the building, abandoning their tent and focusing on one goal, making it out alive. Little did they know, this was just the beginning of the terror that awaited them.
Fuck was that? What the fuck? Like a fucking machine gun. Hello?
Is that a voice?
Is that a fucking angle grinder?
If there's someone here.
Hey?
But if there's someone here now. There's a voice, isn't it?
It's... Be quiet.
As they make their way to the other side of the building, unsettling voices pierce the silence once again. They call out, but no response comes. Were these people playing a prank, or was something more sinister at play? Not wanting to find out, they stand still, listening carefully, determined not to give away their position. But then, the sounds begin to close in around them. This time, loud, unsettling bangs echo through the building.
This is some horrible fucking shit. What the fuck are they doing?
That's very fucking loud. I don't know what the fuck to do. I do not know what the fuck to do.
Is that outside?
What?
Is that outside? Shit, fuck.
Fuck this. Fuck this. Fuck this.
What the fucking hell is that?
But they can't pinpoint exactly where the sounds are coming from, adding to their growing terror. Why were these people making so much noise? And what were they doing? Joe and Elliot are at their wits' end, unable to think clearly or decide their next move. All they know is that their only option is to get out. They venture further, navigating through the eerie, decaying hallways, unsure of when the people might strike. But then, it becomes terrifyingly clear. The armed people are dangerously close.
Upstairs still.
We need to fucking get out of here.
What's going on? We need to get out. We should go. Something's happening. What? They're nicking this shit.
Footsteps close in, coming from all directions. Joe and Elliot are paralyzed with the chilling thought that the armed people are nearby. They quickly turn off their lights once again, trying desperately to pinpoint exactly where the sounds are coming from.
Why are they making noise?
The loud noises betray the armed people, their true position. Joe and Elliot know it's now or never. Without hesitation, they sprint away, choosing safety over confrontation.
Have we got everything? Not the tent. Fuck the tent. People turn up with guns. Whatever guns, whether they're airsoft, air rifles, whatever, I have no idea. And then whack out with some fucking angle grinders.
But the thing is,
he heard his name, whatever, so whatever, have you got the ladder? So they brought fucking ladders in and everything.
how
I don't know.
did they get past?
There are multiple ways into that building.
Yeah.
We must have literally walked around the outside when they came in the other side.
Okay.
It has to have done.
They flee the building, abandoning their tent, and run into the darkness outside. As they make their way into the woods, adrenaline pumping, they begin to process what had just happened, realizing how lucky they were to have escaped unharmed. Once they reach their car, they jump in and begin the 6-hour drive home. During the drive, unsettling questions linger in their minds. Who were those people? What were they doing there? And most terrifying of all, what were their true intentions? When they uploaded the footage to YouTube, viewers were shocked and deeply concerned for their safety. This life-threatening encounter could have ended tragically. Luckily, they made it out alive, vowing never to return. And honestly, who could blame them? Did you find this encounter disturbing already? Then brace yourself for what you're about to see next. This next encounter takes place deep in the woods, where a late-night exploration turned into something far more sinister than expected. The YouTube channel Dee's Dark Adventures is known for documenting eerie and abandoned locations, but on this particular night, something terrifying happened that left even the experienced explorer shaken. The night started off like any other. The air was surprisingly warm for the season, hovering around 57 degrees, making it a perfect night for an outdoor investigation. Dee had visited this location multiple times before, exploring different trails and testing out new routes. But something about this trip felt off. Instead of taking the usual path, Dee decided to follow a trail that ran parallel to the road. At first, nothing seemed unusual. The occasional rustling of leaves, the distant hoots of an owl, and the rhythmic chirping of crickets filled the air. The trail itself was quiet, seemingly untouched. But as the night stretched on, an overwhelming sense of unease began to settle in. Then, strange things started happening. Scattered along the path were odd piles of leaves. They weren't naturally blown together by the wind. They looked placed. The way they were arranged didn't make sense, almost as if someone or something had deliberately set them there. It was unsettling, but not enough to make Dee turn back. Then came the whispers. Soft at first, barely distinguishable from the background noise of the forest.
Oh, wow, the airplane's going style.
They became clearer, low voices whispering in the darkness, drifting from multiple directions. Dee immediately stopped, scanning the area with a flashlight, but there was nothing, just trees, empty space, and the vast unknown. That's when the sensation of being watched set in. A dark figure stood in the distance, blending into the trees. It wasn't moving, but it was there, silent, still, observing. At first, Dee considered the possibility of it being a trick of the light, or even an oddly shaped tree. But the longer Dee stared, the more it became clear. This wasn't just a shadow. Calling out yielded no response. The figure didn't react, didn't shift, didn't acknowledge the presence of another person. It simply remained.
Those are piles. Guys. Those are piles. Oh my god, dude, these are piles. Like, look, they're flat everywhere, right? Piles. One pile. Two pile. Where's the third pile? Where'd you go? One, three. 1, 2, 3. Sitting right here. 1, 2, 3. That's cool. I don't know if I've ran into that before, but they were bigger. But right here, watching the road. Chilling. Another pile. Those are fucking walnuts, dude. It's got us. And it heard me. Hi. Hello. Something's up, dude. This ain't right. I don't feel right.
The air grew heavier. The once warm night suddenly felt suffocating. Then, from somewhere deep within the forest, a new sound emerged. A deep, guttural clicking noise. It wasn't an animal call, nor was it a sound Dee had ever heard before. It was rhythmic, deliberate, and unnerving. Then it moved. A sudden explosion of sound. Rapid footsteps, branches snapping. Something massive barreling through the trees. It was coming toward Dee. Panic set in. Whatever was in the shadows had been watching, waiting, and now it was closing the distance. Without thinking, Dee turned and ran, heart pounding, adrenaline rushing. Dee sprinted back toward the car, the sound of movement still echoing behind. It wasn't just the fear of being chased. It was the gut-wrenching feeling that something far beyond human understanding had just revealed itself. Even upon reaching the vehicle, the sensation of being watched didn't disappear. The equipment had started malfunctioning. The camera footage was glitching, almost as if something had interfered with it. Then, one final sighting sent chills down Dee's spine. Near the edge of the tree line, a large black humanoid figure stood. It wasn't moving toward the vehicle, but it wasn't leaving either. It remained still, as if silently warning Dee never to return.
Let me steady you. There's an orb around it. What the fuck is that? Is it moving? What is that? Dude, what is that? Is it just leaves on the tree? There's an orb all around. There's orbs all around it. What is it? I can't zoom in anymore. I'm not getting out. Like there's the black part, like it's the whole body.
Its form was unnatural, shifting slightly as if it was trying to blend in with the surrounding branches. The realization sank in. This wasn't just some unexplained noise or an odd feeling of paranoia. This was something real. Shaken but unharmed, Dee drove away, leaving whatever was lurking in the darkness behind. But the memory of that night remained, a constant reminder that not everything in the wilderness can be explained. This terrifying experience is captured by Doug, a YouTuber you might recognize from his channel, Fear Fanatics. Doug is no stranger to outdoor adventures, whether it's searching for mythical creatures like Bigfoot, spending the night in haunted locations, or simply enjoying the serenity of nature on a camping trip. Typically, he is joined by friends, but this time, Doug decided to take things up a notch by venturing out alone. It's November 16th, 2024, a cold, rainy winter evening. But the dreary weather doesn't deter Doug from embarking on an adventure, his destination, East Fork State Park in Ohio, a forest he has visited a few times before. Little did he know, this experience would make him vow never to return again. As night falls, Doug ventures into the woods, hoping the late hour ensures he's the only one there. Armed with his camera, he begins documenting his experience. After parking his car, he sets off along a trail, searching for the perfect camping spot for the night. Less than 5 minutes into his exploration, he encounters a chilling sign that he is not truly alone.
Okay, there's the light, guys. I'm gonna turn my light off. Do you see that light? Now, I don't know if that's... I'm so glad it's back on. I don't know if that's a street light. If that's a street light, I'm gonna feel like a fool. But I swear to God, it was off not too long ago, and now it's back on. And I don't really know what I should do. I feel like it's moving, but it could be the leaves on the trees just like swaying and like making it appear to be moving if it's a street light. But I'm gonna keep, and it looks like it's getting brighter, bro. This is freaking me out because I'm in the middle of the woods, dude. I'm gonna have to go down there though because this is the way to the first sight, and I swear it's moving, bro. I'm thinking there could be somebody camping down here because it is free. It's free camping, guys. And the only thing I'm worried about is like I don't want them to think I'm sneaking up on them if it's somebody, because that could freak them out, you know? And it's because, like I said, it's 1:30 in the morning. But I think you guys can see that light. I just don't know if it's like an actual... There's no street lights out here in the park. That's what's freaking me out, guys. I'm gonna keep going, I guess.
A faint light shining deeper in the woods. At first, he assumes it might be a street light or another camper. But then he remembers how far he is from the nearest road. Why would a streetlight be visible here? The thought unsettles him. But Doug, being the fearless adventurer he is, decides to investigate. He presses on, heading toward the light. Just as he draws closer, it suddenly vanishes.
The closer I get to it, the further far away it looks, bro. This is so weird. This is not the way to start a solo camp, dude. This is what I was talking about in my live, that I didn't want to get something in my head and not be able to get it out of my head. So I'm gonna sneak closer. All right, so the light that was up there is now gone again.
Doug freezes. He's now certain it wasn't a streetlight. Was it another camper who saw his flashlight and turned theirs off to stay hidden? The unsettling possibilities race through his mind. Not wanting to give away his position, Doug switches off his flashlight and carefully picks a trail leading deeper into the woods, unaware of what awaits him.
All right, guys, so this is like, it's a big clearing, and the trail is like right behind me. It goes both directions, this way and this way. So if you're allowed to camp off the trail, like I told you before, as long as you don't make a fire. So what I'm gonna do is, I like this spot because it's up on top of this like hilly area, and nobody, well, I don't think anybody would come up this way, even if they saw the tent, which I don't think they would see. It's pretty far down. So I'm gonna put my tent right here, get that going, and then I'm very tired, like I said before. It's still raining. I can't wait to get this tent up and get inside and just like lay down and get this backpack off.
After an hour of trekking through the eerily dark forest, Doug finds a suitable spot to set up his tent. Exhausted from the long hike, he's eager to get to bed as soon as possible.
It's very quiet here, guys, like eerily quiet. The only thing I can hear is the rain hitting the leaves on the ground and the tent now. But I'm like in the middle of the woods. The good thing is I have a couple extra lights and stuff, and I think I'll be fine. So I'm gonna climb in and then talk to you guys for a little bit.
As he finishes setting up, the rain begins to intensify. Doug grabs his camera to show his viewers the surroundings. While filming, an eerie feeling washes over him, like he's being watched. Trying to shake off the unease, he crawls into his tent, hoping for a peaceful night's sleep.
Guys, I'm gonna go to sleep, or try to anyway. All right, so good night. Wish me luck.
As Doug lies in his sleeping bag, he wraps up his vlog and decides to call it a night. Exhausted, he drifts off, only for his sleep to be abruptly interrupted.
I thought I heard footsteps. I'm gonna turn my light. I hear footsteps. There's something outside my tent, guys. I can see a light.
Footsteps. The sound of footsteps outside his tent jolts him awake. At first, he brushes it off, thinking it might be an animal, but then a flashlight cuts through the darkness.
There is somebody over there with a flashlight. They walked right by my tent, and now they're on down the trail. Oh my goodness, bro. My heart is beating so fast right now. But
Peeking out, Doug sees a person wandering along the trail with a flashlight in hand. A haunting question fills his mind. Could this be the same light he saw earlier? He sits back in his tent, straining to listen, hoping the footsteps will fade away. But they don't. Instead, they grow louder, coming closer.
oh, I do see somebody outside. Okay. See, this is not right, dude. Like, if he is just gonna keep sneaking around here.
Doug knows he has to act. Stepping out of his tent, his own flashlight cuts through the night. He calls out to the stranger, demanding to know who they are and why they're there. But the man with the flashlight doesn't respond. Instead, he stares at Doug for a moment before suddenly turning and running away. Doug's gut tells him he isn't safe.
You guys saw that. I'm not staying here. If he wouldn't even answer me, and he came back and like was just standing there, and then he took off running. I'm getting my shit. I'm getting the fuck out. Excuse me. I'm getting my stuff and I'm getting the heck out of here.
Deciding it's time to leave, he quickly gathers his gear. Unsure of where the stranger went or what their true intentions were, he chooses safety over confrontation. He begins making his way back through the dense, rain-soaked forest.
You know, I don't want to be followed out of here either, so I'm gonna be like a nervous wreck the whole way, and I don't want to use this my phone because to record the whole way. because I want to be able to call somebody if I need to. And my other phone died, the one that I was recording with, and the only one I have left now is this one. And I don't even know if I'm going the right way. I'm totally lost right now, bro. I'm kind of freaked out, but I'm gonna turn my camera off and just leave my light on, and then that way, if I need to use it, I can use it. But I've got this in my hand, and I'm ready to pull this bad boy out if I have to, because that was just very freaky. But I'll when I get off the trail, I will get back on here.
Navigating through the darkness, Doug stays on high alert, constantly scanning for any sign of the stranger. His heart pounds as he pushes forward, determined to escape as fast as possible. After a tense half hour, he finally reaches the edge of the woods. Relieved, Doug jumps into his car and speeds home, only feeling safe once he's inside.
But I just, I didn't feel comfortable sitting there in that tent under those branches. First of all, I know it was raining, and it's very late, and I'm tired. I'm tired, and I just didn't feel comfortable going back to sleep, or even trying to go back to sleep, or staying there any longer, because whoever that was with the flashlight on the trail obviously wasn't.
Back home, Doug is haunted by the experience. Who was that person? Why were they wandering near his tent? What were their intentions? These questions remain unanswered, but one thing is certain. Doug is grateful to have made it out safely and relieved that the situation didn't escalate further. Sam is a YouTuber from Cleveland, Ohio, known for his stealth camping adventures on his channel, The Northwest Wind. Since 2016, he's been sharing videos of his trips, where he parks his camper van in random spots, sometimes in residential neighborhoods, other times deep in the wilderness, without paying for parking. In January 2024, Sam uploaded a video of a stealth camping trip to the woods in Cleveland, leaving his camper van a few hundred yards away at a local dog park. On his way in, he stumbled upon a shredded camping tent, an eerie sight, but decided to keep going. As night fell, he set up his tent and started cooking dinner on his camping stove. That's when he spotted a couple of people walking near his campsite. Right away, he got a bad feeling about them. Most experienced campers will tell you that if your gut tells you something's wrong, you should probably pack up and leave. But Sam chose to stay and kept recording. Not long after settling into his tent, things took a creepy turn.
There's somebody, hang on. I don't know if they could see it or not through the tent. I don't think so. I'm leaning right up against the light, but somebody's walking around out there very close to the tent.
Footsteps echoed outside, growing louder and louder. He called out multiple times, but at first, there was no response. Then, after the fifth time, his worst nightmares started to unfold.
They're walking around outside in circles. Hello? Hello? All right, I don't like this. Hello? Hello? They're touching my tent. Stop. Hello? Hello? All right, I'm getting out of here. Hello? Hello? I don't know what this is, but we're getting out of here. Hang on. Hello? Okay, they're walking away now. What do you want? What do you want? I have a knife. Where's my knife? With me. With me here. Holy crap, get away. What do you want? Hello, I can't see you. Hello. All right, I'm getting out of here. We're getting out of here.
A lot of people in the comments pointed out that saying things like, "I can't see you," "I'm spooked," and "I don't like this," might not be the best move when you're being stalked in the middle of the woods. It could signal weakness. Eventually, the strangers seemed to leave, but as soon as Sam stepped out of his tent, he saw them, just a few feet away.
Collapsed my tent on me. I don't know which way they went. I think they went this way. I see you. Get away! All right, I'm spooked. I don't like this. Get my headlamp on and we're getting out of here right now. They're just standing there. They're just standing there. What do you want? Leave me alone!
Standing eerily still in the darkness, completely freaked out, Sam decided to end the trip and head back to his van. But things only got worse.
All right, they're moving again. I don't know, I'm getting out of here. We're going. I'll come back for this some other time. All right, let's get out of here. I'm leaving, don't follow me! I don't know where to go. I don't know which way to get out of here. I smell your cigarette, I can hear you! I hear you!
As he glanced back at his campsite, he saw the attackers stealing his belongings. Prioritizing his safety, he left his gear behind and sprinted through the woods. That's when he realized they were chasing him.
This has got to lead back to the main trail. I don't know where they are. It's all foggy up here. I got water in my headlamp. I don't know where to go. I don't see or hear anybody anymore. I hear them coming. Can't see the shadow. Here's a path. Okay, get me there. I'm recording all of this. I'm calling up police. All right, I'm back on a path. Back on a path. Okay. Okay. Get away from me!
Sam made it back to his van safely, drove home, and later recounted the entire experience to his viewers. Many in the comments accused him of staging the video, questioning why anyone would continue filming while running for their life. But his reaction seemed real. After all, people respond to fear in different ways. As for who those two men were and what they wanted, no one really knows. If it was meant to be some kind of prank, it was a twisted one. And since Sam confirmed that his gear was still there when he returned the next morning, it's clear they weren't just thieves. Whatever their true intentions were, one thing's for sure: Sam was lucky to get out of there when he did. Camping is meant to be a peaceful escape, a way to reconnect with nature. But as these terrifying encounters prove, the great outdoors can hold more than just scenic views and fresh air. Whether it's unexplainable noises in the dead of night, eerie figures lurking in the shadows, or something far beyond our understanding. These moments remind us that we're never truly alone in the wilderness. So, next time you pack your gear for a camping trip, remember, the fire may keep you warm, but it won't always keep the darkness at bay. Stay vigilant, stay safe, and maybe, just maybe, keep your camera rolling. You never know what might be watching.